Welcome to the lectures on service management principles. This is the second lecture. The topic is customer value and the value creation process. I am Grönroos from Hanken School of Economics. Now, value. Value for customers have been a key goal, at least in the 1950s, in business, in marketing. And therefore, it's of course an important topic, and it has been lifted up on a higher level than for a long time, following the research into the service as a logic. Theoretically, there are different views, especially two views on the nature of value. One is based on labor theory, and according to that, value is created by the firm or a series of firms in the production process. And following this, value is embedded in products and materializes as price, which the customer then pays for the product. Now, this is called value in exchange, and it exists at one point in time when the product is bought. The other view on value is based on utility theory. Now, products include potential value only according to productivity theory, not value. And value is then created by the users, the customers, during consumption. And value is then perceived as a utility by the users and the customers. This is called value in use, and it evolves over time during usage. So the difference between these two views is that according to labor theory, the firm creates the value and the customer uses up the value. According to utility theory, firms do not create value, only potential value. And customers and users then create the value when using the products or services, resources, processes, or information. Now, there are different roles of customers, producers, distributors, and other actors in this value creation process. And these views depend on the level of abstraction. In the literature today, there are two levels of abstraction where we can see. One is a macro level, and the other, of course, a micro level. Now, the macro level is discussed in what's called service-dominant logic. According to this view, several actors, firms, customers, and others, contribute to the value that emerges for the customer and emerges to other actors involved in the process. In service-dominant logic, this is said to be value is always co-created. It's a metaphorical expression because it's of course not co-created in the strict sense, but in a way it is because the actors do things that contribute to value that is emerged by somebody in the end. Now, on the micro level, which is a managerial level, something that is discussed and explained in what's called service logic, value and the value process is treated differently, treated in a way that fits the managerial challenges. The customer, as the user, creates value for themselves. The firm facilitates the customer's value creation by providing resources and processes. And a platform of co-creation is established. If that is established, the firm have an opportunity to co-create value with its customers. So value co-creation, according to the micro-level approach by service logic, is optional and depends on the circumstances, depends on whether a platform of co-creation can be established. So what is this platform of co-creation? Well, it relates to direct interactions between the actors, a firm, its people, and customers. So in direct interactions, two or several actors' processes merged into one collaborative, interactive, and dialogical process of co-creation. Now, what does this mean? Let's take an example. Let's go to the neighborhood bar and ask for my favorite beer. Now, there's the bar, there's the bartender, there's an assortment of beers, and there are me. And we are discussing which beer would fit my requirements, my feelings right now. And the bartender will listen to me and come with suggestions and perhaps say that what I'm talking about is perhaps not really the best thing. And together then our processes lead to a choice of beer. So our processes, the bartender's service production process, so to speak, and my consumption process merge into one collaborative, interactive, and dialogical process of co-creation. Value already starts to emerge for me or anyone in this situation. Now, that is what the platform of co-creation is. Now, direct interactions do not only take place between people, between customers, users, and service employees. They can also take place with smart technologies, smart systems. An example of this would be internet banking that we have had for a long time already. And with the development of technologies, we are seeing more and more smart technologies being used, and this makes it possible to create more and more platforms of co-creation. But of course, a platform co-creation is not enough for co-creation. Both actors, the customer and the service provider, need to be both willing and knowledgeable to co-create. Now there's a model that describes this, which is called the Grönroos Voima value model. It is based on the three spheres: a provider sphere to the left on the slide, a joint sphere in the middle, and a customer sphere to the right. Now in the provider sphere, the bartender or the bar owner are preparing for me or any customer coming to the bar and asking for a beer. That is where the service provider facilitates value. And the customer is not there. Then the customer arrives and we come into a joint sphere where the platform of co-creation exists. And there value co-creation can take place. This is the part of the customer's value creation process. After that, the customer goes home, for example, feels very good, thinks about the new beer that he or she had and how much he or she liked it, and value continues to evolve for the customer. That is the customer sphere, where the customer independently continues value creation. So in the provider sphere, the service firm compiles resources which are needed, and in this way the provider creates potential value in use. In the joint sphere, then, co-creation of value in use may take place if the parties, the actors, are prepared for that and knowledgeable about what to do and willing to do it. Here is the co-creation platform. And then in the customer sphere, the customer is alone, still consuming. The customer's voyage as consumer continues. And that is an independent creation of value in use. So we can see here value in use evolves over time. It doesn't exist at any particular point of time. Now this is a process of value that is usable on a micro level for a manager and therefore helpful. So just to sum this up, customers create value as value in use in an ongoing process in the customer's or during the customer's voyage. Firms facilitate customers' value creation by providing potential value. And if, and only if, a platform of co-creation exists, for example, direct interactions occur, and both parties, both actors can and will and want use it, firms have opportunities to co-create value with their customers. Now, the next lecture again will be about customer perceived quality and its marketing implications. Thank you.